All right, what's going on, guys? Lex here. This is going to be a bit more of a like a story time video um, relating to like tough guy mentalities and things like that. But so yeah, yesterday I went and got my vehicle inspected for the yearly inspection thing, so I could get the sticker on my car, right? And I pull up at the place I usually go to get the inspection done. It just costs like $25 or whatever, and doesn't take that long. But yeah, so I pull up, and they tell me it's going to be about an hour and a half wait, and no problem. I waited for about an hour, and they called me in for my car next, and I pull up, and the guy that's doing the inspections, this is like the main topic of the video here. This guy, right? He's doing the inspections. I pull up, and this guy, right? He the vibe that I was getting from this guy the whole time I was interacting with him, like it was like he was trying to act like he was a police officer or something. Like he thinks he's on top of the world or something. He just does whatever he wants, talks however he wants, like he just thinks he's some tough dude or whatever. But so I pull up at the bay where they inspect the cars, right? And the guy comes out. He tells me to put my reverse lights on real quick, and he goes and checks to make sure the reverse lights work. And then he opens up the door, my driver's side door for me, and he says, registration and insurance. Like he didn't like ask for it. He acted like a police officer. He said, registration and insurance. And I'm just like, okay, yeah. So I grabbed my registration. Or no, I went for my insurance card first. I get my wallet out, I pull out my insurance card, and then I hand it over to him, and then he just says, that doesn't have a watermark on it. We can't take that. And I'm like, okay. So I put my insurance card back, and I say, can I pull it up? Can I pull up my insurance on my phone? He says, yeah. Like, okay. And this guy, not that I'm making fun of what he looks like or whatever, I'm just describing what he looked like for the video, right? This guy was probably like 5'8", 140 pounds or whatever, and short hair, and he's got the like typical mechanic clothing, like all black and like pants or whatever, and like he's like acting like he's a fucking police officer. That I was trying to think of the words to describe it. That was like the best thing that came in my mind. He's acting like a cop or something, like he thinks he's like tough enough to be a cop or something. I don't know, but yeah. So I wasn't satisfied with what he said to me about the insurance card. So I showed it to him again, and I asked him, "Oh, what do you mean about the watermark on the insurance card? What do you mean by that?" And he says, and he basically just said the same exact thing he said to me, and he just repeated it. He was like, "That insurance card, there's no watermark on it. You can use that for like a traffic accident or something, but we can't take that." Like. And I thought to myself, okay, that didn't answer my question, but all right, I don't really care, whatever. I'm just going to pull it up on my phone. And I hand him the registration, and he says, okay, sir, you can step out and you can sit over in the chair right there. Like, okay. So I go sit down in the chair, and I'm pulling up my insurance on my phone, and then he, gets into my car. He honks the horn, checking to make sure the horn works, and just doing some typical inspection stuff, just inspecting. Then he pulls the car into the little garage thing, and he gets out of the car and he goes on the computer and is typing in some stuff. And I get my insurance pulled up on my phone. I say, hey, I've got my insurance up. You want me to bring it to you? And he says, yeah. So I go over there, and another thing happens that like really like irked me about this guy. I was like, who does this guy, like, how sometimes people say, like, who the fuck does this guy think he is? Like, that's the vibe I was getting from this guy. It's like, who the hell does he think he is? And so I walk over, I bring my phone over. I've got my little insurance on the phone, and I hand it to him, and he puts it down on the little table in front of the computer. And they have like a little iPad there that they use, and he takes a photo of the insurance. So far, so good. And then he tells me, He said for future reference, you can just take a screenshot of your insurance card. That way, if you ever have to pull it up again, you can do that. And I said, okay. And then I'm like, as soon as he hands me back my phone, I'm just going to take a quick screenshot of it. That's, good tip. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. But then instead of me taking a screenshot of it, he just decided he's just going to pick up my phone. I didn't give him permission to touch my phone or use it or press buttons on it or do it. He just picks up my phone and starts trying to take a screenshot on it. And I'm thinking like what the hell is he doing? Like, what the fuck? Like, but he tried to take a screenshot by pressing the home button and the lock button, and it didn't work because on my phone, the home button doesn't work. So whenever I want to take a screenshot of something, I have to do it a different way, right? So then, he tries to press the home button and the lock button together, but my home button doesn't work, so it just locked the phone. And I told him, oh, my home button is broken, so it doesn't work that way, right? But I was thinking to myself, did he really just pick up my phone and start pressing buttons on it? Like, it's not your phone, bitch. What the fuck are you doing? Like, and it wasn't until after the fact, when I had left, that I thought about that. I was like, who the fuck does this guy think he is? Like, picking up my phone and acting all tough and like just acting like he's a police officer, registration and insurance. It's like, who the fuck does he think he is? And I'm like, what is it that makes guys act like this? I'm like, dude, you're like 5'8", 140 pounds. And later on, I get the receipt for the, and just all the other times that whenever he would talk to me all throughout the process, he just talked like this, like really like uptight, arrogant, tough guy. I'm like, why is he acting like this? But he hands me the receipt afterward, and I looked at the receipt, and it said who the manager was at the time of that particular shift at the auto shop, and it said like the manager's name was like Kelsey, a typical female name, and there was a female at the shop that I saw, so I was like, okay, that girl, she must have been the manager, right? And this guy, he must not be the manager, so I'm thinking, maybe he's acting all tough like this to try to impress the manager or something. I don't fucking know, but maybe that's what he's doing. But yeah, man, I was like whenever I encounter people like this, I just think like, what is it that makes guys act like this? Maybe another reason, maybe because you know how guys sometimes they start learning about cars and maybe they become a mechanic or they know how to fix things on cars and they think that makes them worthy enough to act all tough and everything. And I think to myself, I know things about cars too. You don't see me walking around like a fucking tough guy talking to everybody like I'm some king or police officer or something. I've installed speakers in my own car before. That was like 10 years ago. I know how to like install aftermarket systems and things like that. I know how to put refrigerant in a car. I know how to replace the starters in cars. I know how to change the battery. I know how to replace the lights, the headlights and tail lights. I know how to change the oil, change tires. I know all those things, right? But you see, now I know a typical mechanic will probably know a lot more than that, but I think I know enough to say, I know some things about cars, but you don't see me walking around like I'm some fucking tough dude. Like, oh, look at me. I'm a mechanic. I know about cars. That's cars are manly. Engines are manly. Rah, 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 yeah, look at me. Yeah. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, dude? I'm so tired of this crap, man. I was thinking to myself, dude, like if I was in that guy's position, the one who was inspecting my car, I would not be acting like this. It's like I don't understand. Oh man, but yeah, some of you guys may be tempted to comment, Lex, this ain't that big of a deal. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm not saying that this is big. I wasn't like mad or anything. I'm just like thinking, what is it that makes dudes act like this, man? Yeah, and I had some pictures of mechanics talking to people so that you guys could have something to look at. But yeah, yeah, man, that's about all I had to say for that. Typical, yesterday, just a story of me dealing with a typical tough guy who thinks he's on top of the world because he knows about cars and stuff. I don't know, just It's just funny. But anyway, that's all I have to say for that video, guys. Y'all take care. I'll see y'all later.